Good morning, my young friends. This is Dr. Anil Gupta. It's pleasure to discuss with you important topic of biochemistry. Today we shall discuss chemistry of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are important dietary component of human diet. Carbohydrates can be recognized in daily diet in the form of sucrose, glucose, fructose, oligosaccharides, maltose. These carbohydrates are the basic structural component of daily diet, can be found in right from the breakfast to lunch and dinner, vividly in bread, in chapati, rice, beverages, milk, and tea. The importance of carbohydrates is multifold, but the very important aspect of carbohydrates, as far as macromolecules in our diet are concerned, that is, in comparison to lipids and proteins, the essential, most critical, and crucial importance of carbohydrate in diet is these are the source of instant energy. For example, glucose in emergency condition can serve as important and urgent source of energy to human body tissues. It's another additional function of carbohydrate in dietary in daily diet is these are storage form of energy in the form of glycogen in liver and skeletal muscles. As far as lipids and proteins are concerned, this is an additional important aspect of carbohydrates. So let's go into detail of chemistry of carbohydrate. So here I take up the first slide and I will discuss one by one important part of carbohydrates. So today's topic is chemistry of carbohydrates. I shall discuss with you first of all a rivalry that describes carbohydrates conventionally as well as the latest update about the definition of carbohydrates. Earlier theorists they considered carbohydrate, as the name suggests, as hydrates of carbon. Carbo. If I segregate the word carbohydrate, it can be segregated into two words, carbo and hydrates. Etymologically, this means it is the it is the perception of earlier theorists because of on the basis of what I would discuss with you. Let me describe it. Its carbohydrates were considered as the hydrates of carbon, means hydrates of carbon. Earlier theorists considered them as hydrates of carbon, and their concept was based upon uh, the structure of glucose. Glucose, this is the basic structure of glucose. That is, it has six carbon atom and it has 12 molecules of water. They considered it glucose as a hydrate of carbon containing 12 water molecules with 6 carbon. As far as the definition is the relevance to the present concept of vivid concept of carbohydrate is concerned, I would say this definition of early theorists is true very partially as far as monosaccharides are concerned. Monosaccharides are the simplest component of carbohydrates. These are monosaccharides. As far as monosaccharides are concerned, monosaccharide fulfill this definition of carbohydrate. Monosaccharides can be designated as labeled as hydrates of carbon because all the monosaccharides they have the empirical empirical formula as CnH2ON. If I satisfy it with the 6, the value N6, it will be glucose. Similarly, it can be, if the N value is 3, then it can be glyceraldehyde. These are all the hydrates of carbon. But let's move on to the next slide. But today we have vast variety of carbohydrates. Today we have vast variety of carbohydrates. Say sucrose, and much more complicated than sucrose. These carbohydrates do not satisfy the definition as hydrates of carbon. Therefore, it is International Union of Pure and Applied Biochemistry defined carbohydrates as any compound made up of, very important definition, please, I will write down the definition. I will segregate it in different parts. I will explain the parts of the definition. Any compound made up of polyhydroxyaldehyde or polyhydroxyketone is very important. Polyhydroxyaldehydes or polyhydroxyketones. Any compound containing polyhydroxyaldehyde or polyhydroxyketone is considered as carbohydrate. Or any compound upon hydrolysis, upon breakdown, upon splitting, give rise to either polyhydroxyaldehyde or polyhydroxyketone will be considered as carbohydrates. So in the next slide, I shall take up both aspects of carbohydrates. First of all, the definition says any compound containing polyhydroxyaldehyde or the compound yields polyhydroxyaldehyde will be considered as a carbohydrate. What is polyhydroxyaldehyde? Which compound can be polyhydroxyaldehyde? Here, the important aspect would be, first, the compound must have to have aldehyde group. Second, it is polyhydroxy. That means the compound have to have multiple hydroxyl group. The important is how many hydroxyl groups should be there in compound to be considered as carbohydrate. It is ascertained that the hydroxyl group should be more than one. So any compound with more than one hydroxyl group and aldehyde functional group will be considered as the carbohydrate. So here is more than one OH group will be considered as polyhydroxy aldehyde. Till date, with the study of all the carbohydrates, it has been established that the most simple carbohydrate which persists today in nature contains only two hydroxyl group. Only two hydroxyl groups have been reported from the simplest carbohydrate. These are, first, glyceraldehyde, and these are dihydroxyacetone. These are the two simplest carbohydrates which contain minimum 2 hydroxyl groups. The same will be, I will go back to the earlier slide here. So this is the polyhydroxyaldehyde, that is carbohydrate. Polyhydroxyketone will also be a carbohydrate. Again, go back to the new slide here. I would let me take up the blank slide. Here is another part of the definition of carbohydrate is polyhydroxyketone. There should be have to have a ketone group and minimum 2 hydroxyl group. Minimum 2 hydroxyl groups. Then it will be considered as a carbohydrate. So let me draw here the structure of the simplest carbohydrates, which contain minimum 2 hydroxyl groups with aldehyde group as well as the ketone group. So first of all here, let me draw the skeleton of this carbohydrate, C, C and C. 3 carbon atom. The simplest aldehyde with aldehyde group as well as the 2 hydroxyl group is of 3 carbon length. So it has the aldehyde group, it has the and is first hydroxyl group onto the second carbon and second hydroxyl group onto the third carbon. This is called glyceraldehyde. Glyceraldehyde means this carbohydrate contains aldehyde group and it has 3 carbon atom and it is the simplest carbohydrate and it is termed as aldotriose. That is, it contains aldehyde group and 3 carbon atom. That's why it is referred to as aldotriose. It's another simplest carbohydrate with minimum 2 hydroxyl group and ketone group. First carbon, C double bond O ketone group onto second carbon, and is another third carbon carrying CH2OH. It has got the first hydroxyl group on first carbon and second hydroxyl group on third carbon. It is referred to as dihydroxyacetone. Since it has 3 carbon atom and ketone group, it is referred to as ketotriose. So this is number 1 and these are number 2. These are the simplest carbohydrates with aldehyde group and ketone group. So again, I would conclude the carbohydrates by earlier theorists considered them as hydrates of carbon. But today, since we have a large number of carbohydrates, right from monosaccharide to polysaccharide, including oligosaccharides in our vegetables, fruits, and other variety of dietary components, these carbohydrates as hydrates of carbon doesn't satisfy. So the latest definition is any compound with minimum 2 hydroxyl group, that is polyhydroxy, aldehyde or ketone are the carbohydrates. I think the definition would be clear to all of you. Now I would again take up the new subtopic of chemistry of carbohydrate, that is, here is the classification of carbohydrates. Classification of carbohydrates. All the carbohydrates, right from monosaccharide to polysaccharide, can be classified on the basis of first, the number of saccharide units present, second, similarity among saccharide units, whether the saccharide units are similar or dissimilar. So on the basis of these two criteria, first of all, number of saccharide units, second, similarity among saccharides. This becomes the basis of classification of carbohydrates, and carbohydrates can be classified into monosaccharides, disaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. So I will take up one by one. Let me first of all just introduce it. What is saccharide? Etymologically, saccharide means sweet or sugar. So the carbohydrates which contain only a single saccharide unit and that is similar in nature, that's called monosaccharides. First classification is the carbohydrates are monosaccharides. What are the properties of monosaccharides? Monosaccharides mean they have got the single saccharide units. They are the sweet in taste. They cannot be further broken down. These are the simplest carbohydrates and they have the formula CnH2ON. These monosaccharides satisfy the definition of hydrates of carbon. Second classification, second class of carbohydrates, disaccharides. Disaccharides mean they are made up of two monosaccharide units condensed together with the loss of a water molecule. It's a condensation reaction. They form disaccharides like monosaccharide plus monosaccharide result into formation of a disaccharide. For example, monosaccharide can be glucose, monosaccharide can be fructose, can give rise to sucrose. Here sucrose is the disaccharide. Is another example I would take here. Monosaccharide glucose plus monosaccharide glucose give rise to a disaccharide that is called maltose. Is another disaccharide. Is there any difference between sucrose and maltose? Although both of these two compounds they have two monosaccharide units, is there any difference? Yes, there is a difference. What is the difference? The difference is the similarity in monosaccharides. In sucrose, both the monosaccharides are dissimilar. Glucose and fructose, these are the functional isomers, and maltose contains two molecules of glucose, similar monosaccharide units. So disaccharide satisfy the two basic conditions of classification of carbohydrates, number of monosaccharide units and similarity among monosaccharide units. So other physiologically active monosaccharides can be sucrose, lactose, maltose. Let's move on to the blank PPT and shall take up the third class of carbohydrates. This is called oligosaccharides. Here oligo mean a few. Here few means how many? These are oligosaccharides are the carbohydrates containing 3 to 9 monosaccharide units. And physiologically active oligosaccharides can be raffinose with 3 monosaccharide units, stachyose with 4 monosaccharide units, and verbacose with 5 monosaccharide units. Mostly all these 3 oligosaccharides, that is raffinose, stachyose and verbacose, these are abundant in fruits and vegetables. And the last class of this one carbohydrate is polysaccharides. Here poly means many. The carbohydrates containing more than 9 monosaccharide units considered as polysaccharides, and polysaccharides are also termed as glycans. Here more than 9 monosaccharide units are termed as polysaccharides. They are also called glycans. Further important other property, polysaccharides can be homopolysaccharides and these can be heteropolysaccharides. Homopolysaccharides, all similar monosaccharide units, they are called homopolysaccharides, and when the monosaccharide units are dissimilar monosaccharides, they are considered as heteropolysaccharides. Then example of homopoly, they can be starch, can be glycogen, they can be inulin, can be cellulose, dextran, can be dextrine. And example of heteropolysaccharides are also called mucopolysaccharides or glycosaminoglycans. These are termed by Zinn laws. So I was telling you about heteropolysaccharides. Example of heteropolysaccharides, they can be chondroitin sulfate, can be heparin, can be heparan, they can be keratan sulfate, and so on. So at the end of this lecture, I would conclude a brief overview of the entire lecture about the chemistry of carbohydrates. First of all, carbohydrates are the important component of human diet, important source of instant energy, important source of storage form of food, and these carbohydrates are important structural component of biological membranes. As far as their definition, two concepts are prevalent. Earlier outdated concept is carbohydrates are hydrates of carbon. Only monosaccharide class of carbohydrates satisfy the definition. Otherwise, all the classes of carbohydrates can be defined by any compound with polyhydroxyaldehyde or polyhydroxyketone. This definition satisfies all type of carbohydrates. And then comes the classification of carbohydrates, can be classified on the basis of number of saccharide units and similarity among saccharide units. As a monosaccharide, they are the simplest carbohydrates, non-divisible, this can be cleavaged, and these are all sweet in taste. Most of the monosaccharides in our diet are glucose, fructose, galactose, so on. And the second class is disaccharide, which can be similar disaccharide like maltose and dissimilar disaccharides like sucrose. And oligosaccharides, important point to remember is oligosaccharides between monosaccharides 3 to 9, these are called oligosaccharides, and most of the oligosaccharides are the structural component of vegetables and fruits. And the last class of carbohydrate is polysaccharides. And the polysaccharide can be further homopolysaccharide and heteropolysaccharide depending on the similarity among monosaccharide units. And poly means more than 9 monosaccharide units assembled together. So this is a brief overview about chemistry of carbohydrates, and there are remaining topics regarding the property of monosaccharides and epimerization, anomers, and other chemical property of carbohydrates and structure of mucopolysaccharide shall discuss in the coming lectures. Thanks a lot.